This is not one of those fiction novels where Superman that comes to save the day. No, Trey is coming to save Trey, and you have to be the person that saved yourself. So learn how to have that self encouragement. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to respect yourself. Learn how to pour into yourself and love everything that you do. Welcome to another episode of Trade Truths. Today's episode is going to be very, very straight to the point. I'm going to try to aim towards reaching a quicker audience, more of a motivational aspect that people can listen to weekly, um, or every other week, depending on how things will go. Just a quick motivational aspect that I want people to listen to throughout the week, or maybe once throughout the week, or when they need it the most. Instead of a full episode, I'm going to call this the 15 minutes of truth. The episode will be strictly 15 minutes, and it's going to be most likely dialogue towards a certain topic and a certain discussion. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I want to talk about self encouragement. A lot of people, like myself, I always yearned for, others' outputs because I feel as if in my life I didn't receive the nourishment or the encouragement to do a lot of specific things. Mainly, just be goal driven. Is even with self love, just doing things for myself. Always did most things for other people, or I did things because other people liked it. I never did anything that Trey wanted to do. I never poured into myself and gave myself the full attention that I loved until I reached the age that I am now. So with that being said, a lot of my drive came from failures. A lot of my drive came from not having. A lot of my drives came from mistakes. That was literally it. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that because a lot of people do things because they didn't have it growing up. A lot of people do things because they don't want to make the same mistakes as others or the same mistakes they already made. And a lot of people do things to avoid failure or because they have already failed before. But these things all tie into self encouragement. Why? Because you have to be willing to get up and do these things without other people telling you to and without other people pushing you. For instance, my podcast. If I'm going to be completely honest, more strangers push me more than my own friends, more than my own family. A lot of people that I don't talk to on a day-to-day basis, maybe I won't even call them strangers, I'll call them associates because I have yet to meet them and I know I will in the future life and just at any given time. I have yet to meet these people. These people are the ones that are pushing me, reposting me, sharing my stuff consistently. And I don't have friends that do that. I don't have family members that consistently do it. Sometimes they only do it when it's relating to them or when it's beneficial towards them, which, I could be here salty about. But at the end of the day, me being salty is only going to take away time from me actually self-important to myself so I can consistently give to the people that's needing it and that's receiving it. So my advice to that would be learn how to pour into yourself. And what pouring into yourself, that simply goes into this doing it because you want to. Doing it because you want to, not because others want you to do it, not because other people see it as cool, not because the world see it as something that's popular. Do it because you want to. And what I learned through this process of just podcasting is that I can get up here, I can talk on the fly, I could do anything because this is what I love to do. I love to talk. I love to encourage people. I love to help people because that was not the because I never received the help myself. And without me receiving the help and me just doing it, as a good person, it became more of a trait. It became more of a characteristic that I have, being able to speak, being able to encourage other people. This became something that was adapted to my lifestyle that probably was already a purpose that I had to go through these things, these challenges, these failures in order to learn. Because I can get up here and I can talk about anything. You give me a rock, I'll be able to talk about the rock. Literally, in any aspect, I'll turn it into a metaphor and have it relate to mental health or just life in general. But my whole thing is you have to do things for you and not do it for others. The next thing is love it. Love it. Love the hell out of it. Love yourself. Whatever you're pouring into, that self encouragement, whether it be a business, yourself, or anything that you're tying yourself into, love it. Because once you love it, once you have the love for it, it will become natural. You'll be able to do it at any given point of your life. You'll be able to do it when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're sick. even when you don't want to, it'll become a routine. It'll become something that is already a part of your life. Just as you wake up, you think about it. Just as you get up, you think about it. Learn how to do for yourself that way in all these twists and turns and all these hurdles and challenges that you face. It's more of a, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to wake up and go out here and do this thing that I love because no matter what comes my way, I love to do it. And the outcomes that come from it, good or bad, it's still good to me because it's a lesson. And if it's a great outcome, great. This is what I wanted for myself. That's how it has to be for the things that you love that you want to pour into yourself with. And that ties into self-encouragement because even if you're going through hoops and hurdles and trials and tribulations and you're failing consistently, you're still willing to get up and do it and embrace the change that you may have to make. You're still willing to show up each and every day. This is a lot of things that people won't even do. As soon as someone fails, they turn around and go do something new. They don't even do the recalculation. They don't do the adjusting. They fall out of love with it because they never loved it to begin with. They just did it for a reason that they thought, oh, this is a great idea. This is a light bulb. I'm going to try it out. It didn't work. All right, what's next? And granted, there's nothing wrong with that. But if this is something that you want to invest your time, your money, and things into of that nature, you have to love it. You have to love it. And what I said first, do it for you. And the next thing, the third thing that I'm gonna harp on the most that I feel like a lot of people don't even take into consideration. What will you do next? I said it in my episode with Gabe. What will you do next? Because a lot of people don't think about the next step that comes with doing something for themselves, that's doing something for their business, or just doing something in general. They don't know about the next. As soon as you make this chess move, you should already be thinking about your next move or what's going to be in the future of it. A lot of people say it's good to just jump into things, which granted, I did this with the podcast. I just jumped right in. But I knew what was my next. I knew the things that I wanted to do with it. I knew where I wanted to take it. I mean, I knew how I was going to get there, but I knew what was next. And I was willing to build as I growed throughout my audience, throughout the appearances, just understanding and morphing the better picture of what can lead me into that next. When you do something for yourself, understand what's next. If you're going to take care of yourself, self care, what's next? What is next from you taking care of yourself? And the next is the result. If you want to go and take care of yourself, love yourself more, what's next from that? What is the result from that? Is it going to be better mental health? Is it gonna be a better physique? Is it gonna be better physically? Ooh, bless me. Sorry, guys, but is it gonna be something that, comes from it? Because a lot of people jump into stuff, and like I said, a lot of people jump into stuff without doing it for them, without actually loving it, and without knowing that's next, and it's easy to just lose track of it. It's easy to dismiss it because you haven't put enough thought into it. You haven't put enough love into it. You haven't put enough imagery into it because a lot of people will sit there and just do stuff just to do it. And time is so of essence, time is so valuable these days that you can't just throw your time at anything. You can't just throw a little bit of love at just anything because you don't know where that little piece of love can go somewhere else and open up a door for you. You don't know where that energy, that little piece of energy can go to somewhere else or go into someone that can open up a door for you, or it could be beneficial to them. All these things matter as you get older, as things increase in today's society, all these things matter. So proportioning where you put your love, affection, your energy, your time into is very vulnerable. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being spontaneous and just doing things on the fly. It depends on, is this something that you want to take off with? Is this something that you want to push? Is this something that you truly like? Is it something that you want to do? Because a lot of people fuck around. I'm not a fan of fuck around because I know I have a lot of time left, but that time that I have left, I wanna pour into things. That way, when I reach a certain aspect or a certain chapter of my life, it's resting. I wanna be able to look back and visualize on everything that I've done and be able to pour into the next generation, whether that be my kids or my nieces and nephews, whatever the case may be, my friends, my peers, anyone. I know that I wanna be able to do a recap on everything. I don't wanna sit here and keep chasing the same goals or chasing the same things that I was thinking about 20 years when I was 20 years younger. I don't wanna do all that. So In order to reach that certain level of your life or that certain aspect or that certain chapter or goal that you have for yourself, firstly, have that self encouragement. Because I feel like without a solid backbone in your life, all you're gonna do is bend and fold for anything. You're gonna allow anything to transpire. You're gonna allow anything to leave. You're gonna allow your goals to get cut short because you don't have the love for it. You're not doing it for yourself. All these things are gonna consistently fall into your life, or they can consistently bring more drama or more challenges into your life because you haven't even encouraged yourself to do it. You're doing it for everyone else, and whenever everyone else doesn't care about it no more, that same non-care is now flowing into your system, and you're gonna dismiss it because they dismissed it. It's 100 of people. There's plenty of people that haven't seen my podcast yet. You think I'm gonna give up today because people around me don't encourage me to do it? You think I'm gonna give up today because people around me are not supporting it? When it's hundreds of people that I don't even know that do? It just doesn't make sense. You have to go into these things in these situations in your life or these particular chapters of your life and understand that you have to do it for you and whatever benefits you. Like I always tell people, and anybody that knows me knows how I am with this thing. If it makes sense, it makes sense. You cannot avoid that saying. It just has to make sense. I'm very big on everything making sense because I think, even though common sense is not as common as it is, I think everything is a common sense thing. Your reaction, the way you talk, the way that you do things, it's all common sense because it has been done before. It has been done before with someone else or something or somewhere else. It has been done before. So the way you go about things, it just got to make sense. It just got to make sense. And I feel like a lot of people don't carry that making sense trait until it fails. Because when things fail, oh yeah, it just makes sense not to do it no more if it already didn't work. That's the only time people think of common sense when stuff doesn't work for them. But in the midst, in the process of things, people just go out here and do whatever. They play with life. They think life is a game. Like I mentioned last episode, this is the perfect time in your 20s and 30s and 40s to just go out here and start trying stuff. And I agree with that, but still have that same love and compassion for it, that same joy for it, that same understanding for it. Don't just do it because you've seen it in the magazine. Don't just do it because whatever the case may be. That's cool activities, but not life-changing effects, not personal effects. You wanna go do an activity, you wanna jump out of the plane tomorrow, go jump out the plane tomorrow. Cool. That's an activity. That's not something that's, career-based. That's not something that's, you-based. That's just an activity. You do it, you get it over with. Now it's time to move on to the next. That's cool. But when you wanna take time out to pour into yourself and pour into things that you actually love and wanna build, do not treat it like it's an activity because it's not. Activities, everybody has access to activities. No one should have access to something that you truly have a love and joy and passion for, or even yourself. Not everyone should have access to you. And I say that in plenty of episodes. So learn how to self-encourage, learn how to build yourself, learn how to nourish yourself and just pour into yourself. That way, these things, as far as in goals, changes, a high drive, all these things of that nature can flow in a perfect flow state, in the most peaceful flow state as possible. These are things that you have to learn how to indulge in and dive into. That way you can take care of yourself. And that's my 15 minutes of truth. That is my 15 minutes of truth. Self encouragement is the key to success. I feel like I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have the self encouragement that I grew to have. It was a lot of things in my life that I had no encouragement, but I understood that what was next? What was I going to do next? Because at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save Trey. I've waited long enough for somebody to come and give me the love and the support, and no one came to get it. So I had to learn how to do that for myself. I tell people all the time the cape that I wore back then, my cape was to cover me and to cover everybody else. I had to be the hero in my own story. I had to be the hero that came and saved the day for myself. This is not one of those fiction novels, like I said in the beginning, the first ever episode I have. This is not one of those fiction novels where Superman that comes to save the day. No, Trey is coming to save Trey. And you have to be the person that saved yourself. So learn how to have that self encouragement. Learn how to love yourself. Learn how to respect yourself. Learn how to pour into yourself and love everything that you do. And with that being said, that's my 15 minutes of truth. Y'all know I ain't with the outro. Gone.